Hey guys, welcome back to Xxwiki, your knowledge channel. So today's video is about the Murle people of South Sudan. So let's begin with the video. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next clip. So who are the Murle? So the Murle are a Sarmatic ethnic group which is part of a branch of the Eastern Sudanic language family. And the Eastern Sudanic languages are a group of 9 families of languages that are a part of the Nilo-Saharan language family. Eastern Sudanic languages are spoken from southern Egypt and to northern Tanzania, and is spoken both by the Nangalam and the Lotala Murle. This language is closely related to the Dindinga and the Boya languages. So make sure you guys check out this video on the different branches of the Nilo-Saharan languages. So the Murle number about 300 to 400,000 and inhabit Pabor County in southern eastern Upper Nile Nyongale State, which is in South Sudan. So the plain Murle, known as Lotola, are basically pastoralists, while the mountain Murle, known as Nangalam, living in Boma Plateau, are basically agrarians. So the plain Murle and their socio-economic activities center around the herding of cattle, like the Dinka and other Nilotic groups. They practice subsistence agriculture. They also fish and hunt, which makes them extremely skillful in the arts of hunting. The Murle and Boma, where there's high rainfall, practice agriculture, cultivating maize, sorghum, simsim, tobacco, and coffee. Tradition claims that the tribe was created at a place called Jin, somewhere beyond Maj in Ethiopia. The Murle have a number of myths and songs about Jin. Another tradition claims that the Murle was part of a larger group that migrated from around Lake Turkana. The memory of the separation from the Didinga, Larem, and others over soup of a gazelle is vivid in the minds of most Murle.
I think for Guna, you say, oh, Ngan Karu Mongere, it's we shall meet in the morning or we shall see each other in the morning. And how do you say, how is your name? You say, Kazi Zar Chugunne. Kazi Zar Chugunne. What is your name?
So how did the Murle get to Pabor, you are wondering? Well, the Murle elders went on to describe the migrations to their present location as being a series of moves by a bounded set. They started their migration by moving south along the Omo River until they eventually reached Lake Turkana. Here they turned west, moving into the area of southern Sudan around Kepotia. In this semi-desert, they found pasture for their cattle and water in the sand rivers. Their population grew in numbers, and eventually some of them broke away and moved into the Didinga Hills, where they eventually became known as the Didinga people. Other smaller groups also separated, with the Langaram moving west into the Boya Hills, and the smallest group, the Tinnet, moving further west into the Latif Hills. The main Murle group went through a hard time. Their numbers were decimated by smallpox, and many of their cattle contracted ammonia, with the combination of diseases which weakened the tribes, and also tribal conflict with the Toposa. The Murle ended up moving north, looking for new land. They eventually reached the small Marwala Hills, and here the tribe split. The Murle people without cattle moved east to the Boma Plateau, where they still live at this present time. The larger portion of the Murle who still had cattle moved northwest, heading to the Pibor River system, known as Jungale in South Sudan. The Murle social and cultural life is centered around their cattle. They breed them, marry with them, eat their meat, drink their blood and milk, and sleep on their hides. The Murle compose songs full of references to their herds captured in battle or raids from their neighbors. Every important social event is centered by the sacrifice of a bull in order to ensure the participation of the ancestral spirits, as well as to provide food for the assembled guests and relatives. Kingship obligations are expressed in terms of cattle. The Murle language has a considerable vocabulary of cattle words, There were special words for every color and color combinations, for cows and calves, bulls and ox, at every stage of their growth, and also for different kinds of horns, and for the conformations to which their horns can be trained to grow. Every young man is given an ox by his father or uncle when he reaches man's estate, and spends hours singing to his spiritual or special cattle, from which he takes his bull's name. The Murle stress the importance of the web of kingship ties. They are more interested in the links between living people than in their descendant groups, clans, and lineage. Marriage relationships is considered most important, and the respect paid to the parents-in-law is emphasized. When a young man wishes to marry, he looks at his father and his mother's relatives to provide the marriage cattle. The bride price is transferred in a ceremony to the girl's homestead. Once the bride's parents are satisfied with the dowry, she is then presented to the groom. The dowry is divided among her relatives. The Murle also speak of relatives as people who have cattle between them. The Murle regard incest with great horror, which in the past was an offense to almost be punished by death. The Murle are extremely conscious of the spirits. Nevertheless, they do not distinguish between the religious and secular aspects of life. They emphasize the immunes of God as well as the significance of jinn. Anything they can explain, such as the rainbow, is considered to be one of God's things. Every Murle family undertakes every 5 to 6 years a pilgrim to a sacred spot along River Nyandit to pay offerings to Nyandit. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you have any information about the Murle or some key information that I missed in this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!